So in this chapter we're going to take a look at SmoothEdit, which is Myriad's inbuilt audio editor. And we have here our tabs. We've loaded up our piece of music. We've got our general, notes, copyright and other tabs. We go into these in a bit more detail in the earlier module and the chapter on setting up a cart. So you can head to that if you'd like to find out more information about all of this bits and pieces. So down here we have our piece of audio, and we've also got our zoom controls here. So if we just move the playhead here, we can zoom in. That zooms into the middle of the audio file. We can zoom out by clicking on the minus. We can also zoom here to show the entire audio file. Down here we've got zoom in to the end of the selection, or basically if you haven't selected anything, to where your playhead is. You can move in to, if we highlight something, we can move to the right. Also over here we can zoom in to the left hand side, and again this one zooms out to show everything that we've highlighted. So from the start point to the end point, we can just zoom out one more. When we are zoomed in, we have this little bar that we can move around. Just zoom out a little further. We have a light blue we can use to zoom in, shows us the bit that we're actually zoomed in on, and the dark blue area is the area that we've highlighted, so we can drag that on there and know that we're on the area that we've highlighted. So that's just a left click and drag to move around the current area that we're zoomed in on. So there are zoom controls down there. Just zoom out to the whole audio file. Down here got our transport buttons, so just click in here. This one starts play. We've got stop. We've also got pause here, so we can stop that. It goes back to where the playhead was originally. We can scroll to the end of the file. We can scroll to the beginning of the file. We can also record some more audio into that particular cart, and the audio starts recording at the end of the audio file. So those are our transport buttons. Over here we've got various play methods. We can play normally. We can also play and ignore the end of the selection marker. So if we've highlighted a small area here and we click on that, you can see here that it's just moved on. It started from the start of our selection, but it's ignored the end. Whereas if we go back to this method, it just plays what we've highlighted. So that's playing normally, but ignores the end of the selection marker. This one loops round what we currently have. So that'll just keep on looping around. Go back to there. And then this will just play the hook. So it enables us to check the hook and see whether or not we're happy with that. So there are all the buttons down at the bottom here. This shows you where your current playhead is, shows you the length of the song, how much hard drive space you've got left, and if we were to select something, this little selection comes up and shows us that we've selected 27 seconds and at 54. So the selection panel there. All the buttons down at the bottom. We've got level meters over here on the right hand side as well. So that is the basic controls here. We can highlight a piece of audio. We can hit the delete button on the keyboard. That will remove it, delete it out of the audio file. So that's changed it. Changed the length down here in the bottom right hand corner. If you've made a mistake, we've got an undo button over here, and that will take out our edit that we removed, that 15 seconds that we removed here. We can redo. You've also got cut, copy, and paste is over here. So we've got the normal commands that you'd expect. We've also got a few options here. We can export the selection to another cart if we wanted to, which we also have here. Export the selection to a WAV file and also export the section to another cart. So if we wanted that piece of audio to be another cart, we could click on this button here asks us which cart we want it to be exported to. We'll say number 19, and it'll go off and just export that at 15 seconds off to the cart number that we've selected. Got paste here, so if we copy this, just by clicking on the copy, we could close this one down. Don't want to save any of our changes. We could open that one up, go in here, loads up the audio file for us, and then we can place our playhead, and then we can paste that in, and then that pastes in that 15 seconds that we took from that other cart. So that enables us to do a kind of a quick copy and paste into another cart. Also have the ability to change the volume and normalize the audio file as well. We've got various options up here. If we want to change the volume, we could change the volume of just a certain part of the song just by clicking on here, and the little disclosure triangle, change the volume of the section. And here at the moment 100% leaves the volume unchanged, and anything below 100% reduces the volume, anything above increases the volume. So we could drag that up there, click on OK, and then it will go in and turn up the volume on that particular part of the song that we've selected, those 22 seconds that we've selected. We should see that rise up. So that one's gone up there. We of course can go back to the undo as well, just to undo those changes that we've made. So that's changing the... We've also got the option to normalise as well. And we could normalise the whole song. Just double click to highlight the whole song. Make sure that we're zoomed out all of the way here. So we've got our block here. Our light blue block is zoomed out to the whole audio file. You can just click on that to double check. So double click, and then we don't need to hit the disclosure triangle. We can just hit on the icon here. We get the ability to normalize the audio, so we could select what we want it to be normalized to. We can remove any of the DC BIOS as well, and we click on OK, and then that will go through and normalize the whole song to a set level. So some of the other options that we have up here available, we can click on here. That will delete the highlighted section. We can erase the section leaving silence. We've also got the ability to independently edit both channels, so we could only edit the right, only edit the left. It's up to you. Also here we can insert silence. We can also insert some white noise. So inserting silent audio will replace that selection, that 20-second selection. Again down here for the white noise. Got the option to remove silences from the selection, so that will help to top and tail some audio for you. We can reverse the selection, useful if you've got a few swear words maybe in a couple of your songs. You can time stretch the audio, so say this was an advert, it was just over, just over the 30 seconds, you want to trim it down to just under 30 seconds, then you have the ability there to select that what you want your duration to be. And then we've got a few extra facilities here. We can compress the waveform, expand and gate the waveform. You can add a telephone filter. We've got echo, delay, chorus, flanger. Have a little play around with those if you like to. Then we've got our volume and normalizing, so we can normalize the selection to a set volume, change it. We've also got fade in and fade out here, and vibrato as well if you wanted to. That's completely up to you to have a little play around. So that is SmoothEdit, the inbuilt editor, and as soon as you click on the save, it saves back your changes, and you've basically got them there. Just to go over these top buttons here, you've got the save, that saves back any of the changes. You can also delete the entire cart permanently. You can import an audio file or a transport file into this cart number. You can also export all the information as well. You have the option on this little closed down disclosure triangle to export to a transport file or export to an audio file here. And this enables you to see the full WAV file without the details up the top here. So if you're doing a bit of precise editing, then that enables you to zoom in and see the audio file in a bit bigger. And that is SmoothEdit. And when you're in SmoothEdit, you can always jump back to the audio wall. You're not locked into the editor here. And so when you want to carry on doing your edits, you can go back to the SmoothEdit tab. But as soon as you close down, we won't save our changes in there. The SmoothEdit tab goes away, and you return back to where you were on Myriad.